All right. Hello, guys. I'm so sorry I couldn't talk to you over the last few weeks. Unfortunately, I developed several problems. One of those problems is actually directly it's gang stalking problem, and I hope everything's going to be fine with me. But there was something I have to deal with. So I will talk today about in general things what happened, and several weeks over several weeks. It's about a month. I had a very, I would say, rejective comments posted. So I removed those comments, and people calling me names, people calling me stuff, which is which is really strange because this is not a channel that actually goes, like into fighting. It just gives you information. From my experience and experience from the Cold War, I was able to dig up. I'm sorry, I had to fix my iPhone here. Okay, and whatever I try to do, it's not exactly competitive. It's just stuff that people need to know and apply in their gang stalking situations that they can kind of solve the things. But yet, it's not a panacea for gang stalking. But yet, as I said, there's people out there that are not really happy because over the last several weeks, as I said, I had comments that are really just simply to, in a way, to kind of demean you in a case. So I will tell you this thing. Over the last month, there was 33 years since I lived in the United States. And next month will be 45 years since I was the last time in the former Soviet Union and lay food. So it's kind of interesting, and I'm trying to finalize my being in a way. When you're 20, you look forward. When you're 30, you start kind of mellow yourself and try to do things. When you're 50, you will try to kind of finalize things and try to remember. You get together with friends and kind of talk about things. And when you're 60, you just getting ready to kind of move on forward. Forward the place you don't like to move on, but overall you just say, yeah, maybe I will leave so much time. Actually, I think I will leave. In my family, all the people they had the life spent really, really long, unless they were killed, like in some kind of a war or some kind of uprising. Russian Empire always had problems with the violence, and as I said, for this time, it's going to be this next month coming, is going to be 45 years since I ever laid food with the former Russian Empire, which is kind of interesting. So my situation is really simple. I ended up in the limbo from Salt Lake City. I left Salt Lake City for 3 months and then ended up in Atlanta again for 2 years. The Salt Lake City was supposed to be, it's my base in a way. There is another part of my family there. And here in Atlanta, I had to get rid of my property and just simply leave. But it wasn't so easy. Somebody tried to hijack my apartment about 4 years ago in 1917. And my mother got sick and she got poisoned with a cocktail of 3 chemicals that practically make brain damage, and she ended up in the detox, spending thousands of dollars detoxing themselves instead of getting some kind of a Medicaid or Medicare. I'm sorry, Medicare issue help, but she didn't. So I consider her situation to be I would say, gang stalked in a medicinal way, and which ruined me. Maybe big possibility can ruin me financially if I don't get rid of the property on time. My apartment is for sale for 2 years, and yet it doesn't sell, which is unbelievably crazy. You see behind me, I live in Buckhead, one of the best areas of Atlanta. We have this apartment for 15 years, and I would just simply say a couple of things. It's for instance, Buckhead. There's about 100,000 people that live in this neighborhood, but they pay taxes about 20% of the entire taxes of Atlanta. I have really small apartments. It's practically nothing compared to people, and yet we're being taxed massively. Not just taxed massively, this taxation and the crime rate that is going up will push us, and me specifically, maybe one day out of this area. But I would like to say things. I don't live in Atlanta, even though I live here for 2 years. I live in Utah. My home state is Utah. I lived there for 32 years, actually for 31 and a half, in the last 1 year and a half, practically full time. I live here in Atlanta. I didn't change my driver's license, and I'm not gonna. When I go back, I'm gonna restart my new life, even though gang stalkers in a way broke my family, and I have a lot of issue to fix. I would love for you to two things. So this is the first video I will post in a few minutes, and next video after that, I will post about which I am recently in. It's about bad real estate. All right, have a good evening. I'm going to start filming another one.